Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new to my channel, this is where I share my experiences and the values of life, helping each and every one of us become better every day. Now let's start today's topic. There are many different aspects to a person's personality, which can be compared to different slices of our body. If we only consider one slice related to introversion and extroversion, it is not enough for us to understand ourselves. Therefore, in today's session, I will share with you a concept that few people know about, called present focus and future focus. Present focus refers to people who tend to focus on the present, while future focus refers to those who tend to focus on the future. First, let's explore the future focus group together. This is the group of people who tend to worry about the future. Those in this group often have a tendency to not pay much attention to the present, as most of what they do in the present is to prepare for the future. They may even be willing to sacrifice some of their present for the sake of the future. I belong to this group, and it has been evident since I was young, before I even knew about these concepts. I naturally behaved in a way that aligned with future focus. I tend to set a goal, a vision for the future that I believe is best for myself, and then work towards it day by day. This means that I use the present as a stepping stone towards a desired future. We spend a considerable amount of time in the present living a basic life, limiting wasteful spending, in order to build a more financially secure future. There are some opposing opinions when I share about the journey to financial freedom. Some argue that it's a very long journey, and life is not that long. Why do we have to constrain ourselves? Why not enjoy our lives a little more and not worry too much about the future? The future is so far away, how can we predict it? These ways of thinking are the best introduction to the mindset of the second group, called present focus. They tend to focus more on the present and avoid thinking too far ahead about the future. Recently, there has been a trend among young people called YOLO, which stands for You Only Live Once. The idea behind it is, why not enjoy life now instead of constantly worrying about the future? Those who embrace this mindset are considered present focused. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this series, our focus is on understanding different personality types to better understand ourselves and others. We won't judge any particular personality type, as each has its own strengths and weaknesses. Our goal is to understand our own strengths and weaknesses. From there, we can maximize our strengths and find ways to overcome the weaknesses in our personalities. Returning to the present focus, these are people who tend to focus on the present and therefore only do things that they enjoy. In their work, they may lack a bit of patience. For example, future focus groups are those who focus on the future and may be willing to do things they don't like in the present for a larger goal in the future. Present focus groups, on the other hand, prioritize the present, so if the current tasks they are doing do not make them happy, they tend to quit and look for other things to do. A second characteristic is that they tend to seek out novelty and dislike repetitive, mundane tasks. However, I want to emphasize that this is true for the majority but not all present-focused individuals. The majority of present-focused individuals tend to be extroverted, as their personality traits often overlap with those of extroverted individuals. They are often very social and good at networking. They enjoy parties, gatherings, and social events in general. Overall, their personality is focused on the present and finding joy in the moment, and they do not pay much attention to the future. Because of this trait, they are more likely to use social media and belong to the future focus group, because if you do some research, you would know that when we use social media, our brain releases a hormone called dopamine. This is a type of hormone that makes our body excited in a short period of time. As people in the present focus group tend to enjoy the feeling of pleasure and excitement in the present moment, they are more likely to become addicted to social media. In some special cases, it is also the reason why the present focus groups are more prone to drug addiction or stimulants than the future focus groups. So far, I have mentioned many negative aspects of the present focus group. However, not everything about this group is bad. For example, the present focus group tends to excel in helping others, while the future focus group tends to be better at helping themselves. The present focus group tends to focus more on enjoying the present moment. Therefore, the present focus group is less likely to miss important things in life, while the future focus group may be too focused on preparing for the future. The present focus group may choose to attend a friend's birthday party or other social events, while the future focus group may sometimes regret missing out on such experiences. That is some characteristics of the present focus group. Now let's turn back to the future focus group to learn about some characteristics of this group. Basically, this group is the opposite of the present focus group. First of all, they always focus on the future, and they have the ability to imagine the future very clearly. This is a great motivation for them to maintain discipline for themselves, and it also makes them more resilient to overcome obstacles or do things they don't like in the present to achieve a goal they have set. And because of these characteristics, the future focus group is more likely to achieve the goals they set than the present focus group. Everything is about perseverance and making it happen. Another personality trait that I mentioned earlier is that while the present focus group is better at helping others, the future focus group has better abilities in helping themselves. It is also due to their future-oriented nature. And when they have such a clear picture of the future, it will help them look back and see what they need to have in terms of characteristics or abilities to reach that future. From there, they gradually equip themselves with the necessary characteristics. They constantly decorate the future and map out paths to reach that future. Therefore, their main activities are thinking and taking action, and they often speak less. A characteristic of future focus is that they are often very successful in their careers, but they also pay a price in personal relationships, such as family or friends. They know they need to achieve their goals, so they will accept absence from fun events, which ultimately results in paying the price for those things. These are some of the characteristic traits of both groups. In terms of work, future focus individuals are very skilled in building strategic plans and developing plans, but they are not as proficient in implementation, and I am also such a person. If tasks such as planning and strategy building are involved, I can do it very well, very detailed, and I can do it very naturally and smoothly. However, when it comes to daily management, tracking, and implementation to execute the plan, I face a lot of difficulties. In reality, I can still execute the plans, but it takes me more effort than others. And in the workplace, we often hear a common belief that strategies or plans are worthless if we don't implement them. Therefore, I delve into my skills and capabilities and realize that planning and strategizing are as important as being on a ship. If we don't determine the right direction, the implementers will have a hard time reaching the destination. Future-focused people usually concentrate on the future, not necessarily always good, but they prepare themselves for it by continuously decorating it and outlining the paths to achieve it. Thus, their main activities are thinking and acting, and they often speak less. A characteristic of future focus is that they are usually successful in their work and career, but they often pay a price for it in personal relationships, such as with family or friends. They know they need to achieve their goals, so they will accept being absent from social events, and they will pay the price for those things. These are some typical features of both groups. In reality, there can be both good and bad outcomes in the future. For example, in a romantic relationship, if someone constantly thinks about the future and how things will be after getting married, they may forget to enjoy the happiness in the present moment. Sometimes, excessive worrying can lead to arguments and breakups, causing us to lose the happiness we already have. That's why now, if I enter a new relationship, I tend to focus more on the happy moments in the present rather than worrying too much about the future. Before ending, I would like to remind you of a point I mentioned earlier, that every personality type, whether present focus or future focus, has its own strengths and weaknesses. I hope that today's discussion has helped you understand more about yourself. I will stop sharing my thoughts for today's episode here. If you found this content helpful, please share it with your friends and family. Additionally, YouTube's algorithm prioritizes videos with more likes, so if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button to help the video reach more people. Thank you for watching, and I wish you a peaceful and happy day.